Pofsky. It's Pofsky, right?
Yeah, Pofsky. Yeah.
Man, dog. Okay, so I've been meaning to hit you up because you approached me, I believe, like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
At at the club that we host shows at the Catch One.
Yep. Shout out to Russell North for putting me on, managing and opening up for the Capolo show. She was fire.
So that's how it started.
Yeah, for sure. That's how it started.
Yeah, man. I'm the co-founder, editor-in-chief. My brother's the founder. We built this shit from scratch. Excited to hear that you've were aware of the brand prior to us meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, as you're aware, we're just it's not us. It's a brand. It's a local, national, globally recognized hip hop platform.
Yep.
And it competes amongst the best of the best out there when it comes to the editorial game.
Right.
Right. Of course, for us, social media is secondary, but it is a benefit.
Of course.
Right.
It's a tool.
It's a fucking tool, bro. Yeah. And do me a huge favor. Talk to as close to the mic as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of fire, though.
But the thing is, it's who you rub elbows with for me. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was because of Russell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That man does a lot of work for young independent artists.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's definitely an inspiration.
And then when I caught drift that, you know, he wasn't going to be in town, but he put you as the guy in charge. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know. You're telling me.
Right?
That was a good look.
Right? And then you never know who you meet, right? Yeah. And then I'm the talent buyer there, and then you're just like, yo, that's a trip. You know, you're with Underground Hip Hop Blog.
Right. Straight up.
And then I did some research, and you have Underground. It's a movement. It's a studio. It's a brand. It's a label. It's music. It's right.
All that, yeah.
So first, how do you know Russell?
I know Russell because of somebody who's like a really good friend of mine. I was kind of help managing him for a sec. His name's Preach It To Him, Chris. And he's a really dope producer, musician, guitar player, all sorts of cool stuff. And he was like listed by Thizzler as like one of the producers to watch. I forget what year it was, a couple years ago. And so he just started building a big relationship with Thizzler and building in the NorCal scene. He got a placement with Young Slowby, rest in peace, on that song called Trippin' On You. And yeah, he just started doing a bunch of stuff in like the NorCal scene, even though he really from down here.
So Thizzler is a platform that I from what I heard is from up north, right?
Yeah, so Thizzler
Sacramento area?
Yeah.
The Bay?
I think so. Yeah, I think in Sac. I think that's where they're based out of. Yeah, Thizzler is just kind of similar to like what you and I are down here, you know, but they're like really NorCal based. So they're really like
they promote their artists way more like out there, north. Because they're the ones that had that viral cipher. Remember when they had the cipher with all the homies in
Look,
it?
you know,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The homie was managing one of the kids from there.
Fire. There's a lot of dope ass talent out there, bro. A lot of hip hop.
No,
Yeah.
but the reason why Pofsky's here though is that I believe you're maintaining the essence of what underground is today.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I want to bring that out because as stubborn as I am, a lot of people are always telling me, man, you need to take a look at this other side of underground.
Yeah.
Where like, you know, the artist that you were headlining that night, what was his name?
Capolo.
Capolo.
He's a great example
He's
of
an
that.
underground artist.
Right, but he does have that.
But he has
mainstream-ish.
apparently, according to umbrellas and niches, he has a different sound.
Yeah.
That I feel you are aware of what underground is to other people that are like in an older age bracket, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, a little background on me.
Yeah.
You know, I started rapping like I was telling you before we got on at like 14. Started taking it really seriously at 16, 17. So it's like when I was coming up, even though that's not that long ago, like a lot of the popular music at that time is still just mainstream as fuck. I was going back to just the Nas's, the Big L's, the Gangstars, like you said. Like that's really where I grew up in hip hop. Like we could really get into all that. Like,
And you from out here, LA?
Yo, you mentioned
from LA.
Gangstar.
Yeah.
Say less. Gangstar's my favorite rap group. You know what I'm
a
saying?
Los
TJ
Angeles
Premier is my
kid
favorite
bumping,
producer,
bumping all that shit from, you know what I mean?
from LA, but I
Yeah.
was like gravitating to the New York sound crazy. I don't know why. And then you know, as I started growing up rapping, it's like that's how I was rapping. Like I'll pull up a music video of me in high school and it'll blow your mind right now. It's like a whole different me. Really on that underground, like boom bap shit, you know? And then it kind of, at one point, I was super against even trying auto-tune and all that. You know, my homie was telling me about NBA Youngboy, A Boogie with the hoodie back. This is five plus years ago, you know?
I couldn't get jiggy to that.
I couldn't at the time. I fuck with all that shit now. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I really do. And it's, again, I fuck with all of it. I'm not just riding around listening to just one type of music. I really like R&B. You know, I like a lot of old, you know, Nas is still my favorite rapper. All the shit that he did with Hit Boy, I mean, I'm banging that shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
I seen you rap, bro. I seen the video that we were promoting for the interview today.
Yeah.
And then I tapped in and you got bars, bro.
Thank you.
You got bars. You're sitting up there, you know what I mean, spitting some high caliber hip hop, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, and we're going to do that today. I wrote something just for this, you know? So that's what I do.
But another thing I want to highlight, though, for as much as you're a dope artist, man, you're an anomaly, dog, because you're doing something for artists to potentially explode, bro. Like when it comes to providing a foundation of content curating.
100%.
Like this man has square footage. He has sets. He actually cameras. He has a team. He does media. I want to highlight, you don't have to do this, right?
No, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't have to do any of that at all, but also, like, it's all strategic. I'll do it for a reason. You know
Absolutely. Because you believe in these artists.
Yeah, for sure that. And I also believe in me.
Are you performing at these events?
I'm performing. Like, I'm full artist mode every day as well.
Because, you know, in our world, you know, me as a hip-hop journalist, you as an artist, I'm sure, you know, there's not a lot of artists that are multitasking like that.
Yeah, and a lot of people want to act like, oh, I'm a boss. I got the LLC. Like, why do you have an LLC versus a sole prop, my boy? Or something, you know what I'm saying? People don't even know what the fuck they talk about. They just want to act like they, like a boss. And like most of these people who acting like that are not. And I didn't come out here to like pop my shit like I'm the greatest.
No, talk your shit, fool. You gotta talk your shit, man.
But I take a lot of pride in that. And actually, I'm working on an album that's really gonna just embody the like idea of me being this business guy with the magazine. You know, everybody see me, they just know me for the magazine. So that's why it's really real that you reached out today, or that Just Incredible had me on his shit, or when I went to Bootleg Kev's, he let me rap too. Because it's like we went to Bootleg Kev's to get him on the magazine. But then,
well, look, you know, I think our platform, you know, it's probably not as popular as these mainstream radio heads that are obviously, you know, needed in society. Let's say, you know, because you know, if you get to know me, I'm like anti all that shit. But
it's all needed too.
Right. But like, but what's dope about us is just like I met you in person,
right? And
it was just an organic invite,
right.
I don't know how you would get invites, or I don't know how the situation goes in getting on the radio, but I'm somewhat familiar that there's steps or there's gatekeepers, or it just you have to be on a whole different level of rubbing elbows with people to be even getting on those platforms, and you have to be holding down your fort when it comes to music at the same time.
You gotta be good too.
Yeah. And so even better than the music and the business, I think I'm really the best just at networking. Is like my number one skill.
That's the key, bro. That's how we did it. That's how you did it.
Right. And so like I said, before meeting you, years before, I remember seeing Underground Hip Hop Blog or seeing, you know, all these different platforms that I've now been able to get on. And like you said, I mean, maybe you could DM you guys or whatever, but it's like, if you don't know me, it's not real, you know?
What do I always say is the most important? It's shows, right? Because that's where you network.
Yeah.
The settings.
Even just popping out to other people's shows. Yeah, it's the environments you put yourself in.
It's all about networking.
The setting, the place where you're at. You going to an underground hip hop show, it's like you're going to meet people that are you're liking, you're the same type of sound, you know what I mean? You want to get into those network groups.
Right.
Well, you know, going back to what I was saying, what you provide outside of, you know, being an artist yourself, tell us a little bit of the backstory on how it started. You know, who's the team behind it? From what I'm aware, you have a location that's a studio that provides support for independent artists.
Yeah, and even just to dial back real quick to what we were saying earlier about the whole music, like I think it's really cool that I'm on here because, like you were saying, you know, I'm definitely tapped into like a whole kind of other version of the underground hip hop scene, to where like a lot of people I know may not be here. Like it's different kind of worlds, but I think that me coming from that underground world, I still am, that's always going to be a part of me. You get what I'm saying? But now I'm even making, like, I'm singing a lot more. I'm making pop records, R&B records. I'm not just trying to be a rapper. Like, I'm trying to be a real big artist, but also being a rapper is always really important to me too. So it all is relevant. And like, although I'm building the businesses and building all that, and I'll get into all that right now, you know, it's about to be 5 years that we've been doing Underground Magazine in January. The studio will be 2 years in January. So I took a lot of that time to really build up those businesses, and now I'm kind of at the point where I could sit back, kind of there going, you know, obviously it takes a lot of attention still, but I'm really working on my music heavy right now, and I feel the reception. Like, even you just tapping in and inviting me here, just all these little things have been happening. It's like just a sign that I can't, you know, sometimes I go so hard on this business, it's like it would just be easier to stop doing music or something.
How hard
like
is it to
such a push.
separate the things, bro? Like, how hard is it to separate being a rapper and being the boss of a company?
It's tough, you know, it's really tough. And even something I was just telling my girl this morning, isn't necessarily the answer to the question you just asked, but like, I've been getting a lot of attention lately, and sometimes I'll be feeling bad. Like, I don't want to be the one who's just like all about me all the time.
Right.
So, but it's like, if you want to be that, you kind of do have to make it that way. And so it's just weird. Like, I don't know, but I love it, bro. Like, I'm super passionate about business, just like I am about music. I'm building multiple companies. I'm managing an artist right now, you know, about to sign her, developing her. It's all relevant to me. I believe it's all part of my purpose. But the music is like so important, where I just feel so free that like I don't see it ever stopping. Like, I see myself being almost like a burner or something, where I could have my business be 10 times bigger than my music, but I still just make music at my leisure or something.
Right.
Or I could be the biggest artist in the world too. Yeah, and be like a
And
Travis
it all
Scott
kind
or
of ties
something,
up
you know?
to like doing what you want to do.
Yeah,
You know, because
exactly.
you're doing the things that are providing, you know?
Right. And so, yeah, I mean, and so to get back to what you were saying, bro, it's like about the businesses, you know, the artistry, me being an artist, it always drove all these things. So my business partner, Andrew, he created Underground Magazine. He was the original founder, like, had the idea, funded it, put it together, a whole shit, and then put me on there as an artist. And I kind of helped him get some artists there and just, you know, a little behind the scenes stuff.
And what was that, like an actual magazine? Like,
Actual
you guys were
magazine.
getting like with pages on it and all that stuff?
Straight up. Yeah, the first one was only like 24 pages, 28 pages, so it's pretty small.
Fire.
Yeah, we had like 7 artists on there, and he paid for it all. Like, we weren't even getting into advertising yet and learning how to make it a business.
Where were you guys putting these magazines?
So that's the question, right? He came to me and he was like, yo, it's almost done. Like, what am I going to do? He like made an Instagram for it. He had one post on there, like, you know, Underground Magazine coming soon, you know? And he hit me like, yo, Pofsky, like, the mag's almost designed. Like, what the fuck I'm going to do when I want to drop this? And I was like, well, I had already thrown some shows before that. So that's kind of where my business acumen was. So I was like, all right, well, we could throw a show for the magazine release, have all the artists on the mag perform, because they're juiced up that we put them on the mag.
Yeah,
you know?
that's fire.
And then the ticket to the magazine show came with the hard copy. So that way it's like we just like included the cost of the show in the magazine production budget, and then boom.
That was fire. Who were the artists you had at that time?
So yeah, they're all just upcoming people, probably people you wouldn't know. I heard the homie shout out the 805, so that's where we from originally, is like the 805 Ventura County. So yeah, it was me, the homie College Cato, Mikey G, Bell, Jakari, the homie Kyle Ebrahimi, man, blast out his government. He used to go by Tuesdays. I don't know what the fuck going on. You know, a lot of those people, I don't even know what's going on with them as much anymore.
Talking about 5 years ago.
Yeah, I'm really the one on there that's like still really, my homie Dio Kane's on there still, you know, he's doing his thing. But yeah, you know, I'm probably pretty much the one on there from that first issue that's still really keeping my music career alive, let alone the company. But yeah, after that first issue, that was January 17th, 2020. So right before the pandemic hit, you know, and then COVID happened, all this shit pretty much just went to shit. But we built our company throughout COVID. Like right after, I think it was like April or something, Andrew came to me. He's like, all right, this is obviously going to be the reality now, you know, how life looking. Then we were like, all right, how should we go about the mag? So we became business partners, 50-50. It's just him and I that run it. And then we started kind of creating our business model and developing and doing shows and putting out mags, going to different cities. Yeah.
So the magazine came first before the studio.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
The studio came in like 2 years ago in this January. So what, 2023? January 2023. So yeah, and we started with just one unit, 1,600 square feet, pretty good size. Got a pretty good deal on it and just thugged it out, just built it as quick as we could. We built a casino, an armory. We have like a mirror, like a box with all mirrors, LEDs around it. We have like a couple other LED sets.
I
For
noticed
filming,
there was a
it's
new
really dope,
stripper scene, right?
Yeah, so
Well, I mean a stripper pole.
yeah, so like a whole strip club straight up. It's like about 1,000 square feet. It's not huge, but you could fit 30, 35 people is kind of what we have in there.
So you book artists now to come in there and film their stuff.
Yeah. I mean, really, people book our shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's a business where independent artists could go and get the support they need to shoot a scene for a video.
For like a very low like a low budget for a high quality like place.
Right.
You know, like our first timer deal, so we're $75 an hour, 2 hour minimum. So it's $150 for 2 hours. But if it's your first time, you get a free hour. So $150, you get 3 hours. And like, if you're cool, I'm gonna show you around and maybe let you use this, that, whatever. Like if it's open, if all the studios are open and you want to use the armory real quick, I'm gonna let you go use the armory. Because there's different rooms and shit, you know?
That's fire, dog.
So recently we just expanded and got the strip club set and like so we got 4 total units now. I have like a little under 5,000 square feet now. And yeah, I became close with the landlord, helped get a couple of my other friends into the building. Shout out to LV Recording Studio, my homie Twizzy, and shout out to Center Seeking, man. I got that shit on right now.
So it's a collaboration of cats going in on this space, and it just everyone's motivated. Everyone has high energy.
Yeah, like we
know,
really
it's-
building a community for real. You guys got to come by sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah, it sounds interesting, man. We in the music industry, so we, you know what I mean. We're always looking for studios to record out of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. We're filming. We're
But-
doing small content.
But that being said, like it's kind of a sad reality that I have to even mention that there's a whole different side of underground. If it's dope, it's dope. If it's trash, it's trash. You know what I'm saying?
But it's subjective too.
It is subjective. And
For
like
sure.
Prodak, like there's a whole wave of Latino rappers right now that I might not consider underground, but they're fucking underground.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that Peso's not going to say he's not underground. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Peso's definitely
Like,
underground.
Right.
I
there's
fuck
no
with
way.
Peso.
There's no way Lefty Gunplay is say he's not underground. He's fucking definitely underground.
They're
Yeah,
underground.
I mean, Lefty, I would say, is breaking that barrier. We had Lefty on our last magazine. Shout out to Lefty. Shout out to OTR, Solus, the whole team. You know, we fuck with them heavy, for real.
So that's the underground today. That's what the newer generation is more familiar with. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, of course, we're all aware of the Gang Stars and the Atmospheres and the Jedi Mind Tricks, right?
Right.
And Immortal Technique, right? Like,
Yeah.
And to me, those guys are not even underground anymore. They're just legitimate artists that just created a massive influence.
To me, they're just like the peak of what the underground is. Like,
Right.
You know, I mean, Atmosphere, again, is one of those ones that just like I grew up on. You know, Slug was like one of my favorite fucking rappers.
Bro, Slug just fucking killed it at Rhymefest. He had like,
I know, I'm mad
5,000
I wasn't
people.
there, bro. I seen that whole shit going on because, like, again, it's just different worlds. I think that,
but you know, and I'm sure it's dope that you're fully embedded in that world.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, when you're working with these new artists, you know they want the shine, they want the fucking attention right away, dog. They just, you know, they want the strippers, the bitches, the money, the guns and shit. But you know, I know you, dog. You're like, yo, it's not that easy to get, dog. Like, there's a lot of work to be fucking done. Like, you know, Atmospheres, you know, he's definitely the anti of all that. You know, he's just up there with the t-shirt and fucking jeans performing, and he's getting paid $40,000 a fucking night.
Yeah, and killing it,
right?
Yeah, but again, like that also is what that
Prodak,
is, like.
Prodak,
Yeah. I'm listening.
Pofsky. The whole goal to me as a hip hop journalist, for any artist out there, the whole goal is to become a headliner.
Right, of course. Just to, even if it's for 200 people, just to be able to have your own show and shit.
To reach the mainstream. To reach the mainstream level.
So what's a headliner to you, Pofsky?
A headliner is anybody that can sell, even if you got a 50-person, if somebody headlined this room and did a show in here, you feel me? Like,
That's a
headliner still. Anybody that here's a headliner is somebody that one has the willingness to put in the actual work, right?
So the power of will.
Yeah, like the real willingness to actually like promote it, not have an ego, thinking that just their name is big enough to get that room filled up with people. A headliner is somebody who's willing to meet and greet with their fans. A headliner is somebody who is consistent, who's putting out music and doing shows and meet and greets that's relevant to their shows and stuff, and just all that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the headliner is
that term is
the
very
last.
important for any independent up and coming artist, and you run into and you work with a lot of them.
Yeah, and everybody wants that, like you said. Like everybody just wants to be a star and be big, but they don't really know how to put in like the upcoming work, and so that's what we do a lot of, is just like helping people with that artist development and that work and stuff. And yeah,
and let's be familiar that headliners invest in themselves. They
For sure.
book studios like you run for these scenes and studio time, because they got the capital and they got the resources.
The will,
the will
wanting to fucking,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I meet a lot of headliners, bro. Like Atmosphere, like dude, Rhyme Series, he's invested probably millions of dollars in that fucking record label.
right, absolutely. And you got to be cut for that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be cut for that. It's different.
I just feel like this. It is subjective, because when I do, dissect the whole underground, where it's like more familiar and more relatable to the commercial hip hop game,
Yeah,
I just think it's more of a toxic environment.
yeah, I get that for sure.
Because I'm sure you're familiar that it's an anomaly to become a YG,
Yeah,
a Kanye, a fucking Kendrick, bro. It's
Right.
like, bro, I just think it's a false reality that they sell these false dreams to these people. That's why I love the other side of underground, where like Immortal Technique didn't need any music video to blow up.
yeah, for
Right?
sure. And it's just the reality, though, of today, a lot of who these guys are looking at. And then that's what produces a lot of these other young artists who are just doing that and stuff and whatever. And ultimately, it's just like nothing I say, you say, he says is going to change anybody from just kind of being these things, trying these things, whatever. But I guess what I would say is like, obviously I've had times, I can be a little bit more, I guess, material, right? And I like to be flashier, and, I like some of this designer shit or whatever.
No,
but
there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not wrong with it.
Like
right.
Mad Child of Swollen Members said, I don't know if you ever heard of Swollen Members.
Of course, yeah.
Bro, Mad Child's a legend, right? Like this fool, he kills it. He was telling me when we did an interview with them, he was like, bro, we became millionaires overnight in Canada. Our albums went platinum and we never changed up our style or our style.
Right.
The thing is, it's okay to like cool things. It's okay.
Here's my thing.
It's okay to like good shit.
Yeah, not to cut you off. It's kind of the content of the music, right? And not to say, I just put out a song called Froze Up. It's very fun. It's not too deep, right? But what I'm about to spit for you guys today is deep. It's real. It's about my life. And like at 27 years old, I wish I could have gone back to being 17, 18 and just putting for the last 10 years out music that was more about my life, more real, more emotional, because that's what people care about. They don't give a fuck about you talking about cars, all the shit that you were saying. It's like nobody cares about that shit unless you are those big people, right? And so, but everybody thinks that that's just the cool thing to talk about. No, really the cool thing to do is just be genuine, be you, be honest, be vulnerable. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Like I'm working on my album right now. It's called Underground to the Mainstream. And like I said, I'm kind of really playing on that whole concept of just me being this magazine owner, everybody thinking that I'm just I don't even know I do music, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then taking it from my roots of being this boom bap rapper all the way to now I got pop music that I'm making, R&B music I'm making. I got my R&B friends who are like vibing in this play. Eric Bellinger record the other day, he vibing like, so that's for me, that's what it is. And then I'm actually gonna do a whole magazine for my album and like do a whole rollout. And yeah, I got a lot of inspiration from Nipsey, the way he went about his business and doing like, obviously you could go online and get all his music for free on Dat Piff back in the day, but you could also pull up and buy the Crenshaw mixtape for $100,
Right.
Same thing with our mag. You could get it online for free or you could go buy the magazine. I'm gonna take a similar approach with my album. And yeah, it's like the type of people that we worked with, like even Hit Boy, he's, I would say, pretty underground. Like a lot of people that I talk to don't even know who Hit Boy is. Like, And that's crazy to me because he's just such a legend, even in the mainstream stuff, in the underground stuff, putting in serious work. Big hit, free big hit. Like, did some crazy things. I don't know if you guys know, but we did a whole custom magazine. We did a whole custom magazine for him, like a 24-page magazine, all about Big Hit's album, The Truth Is in My Eyes, that came out about a year ago. And we had Hit Boy, Big Hit, and C3 on our magazine. Went to Chalice to shoot it. Crazy. Zaytoven, we got him coming out.
Yo, I was gonna ask you about that. Like, I think I saw like some Zaytoven workshop or some shit.
Yeah.
How did that turn out?
So I was out here with the homie. I think it was like Grammy weekend or something, and he just invited me to come like to some little in studio pop up thing Zaytoven was doing. Like, it's some music brand obviously had him doing like a endorsement thing, you know. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'd let it go meet Zay, right? So I pull up. Brought my assistant with me, Sammy. Shout out to Sammy. And we were in there. I met Zay's manager. His name's Al. And my whole thing is I just bring a magazine with me everywhere I go. Because even if people don't know me, they might know the mag or just be interested in that, you know? And typically lead with the magazine, not the music. Fun fact there too. But yeah, so I told him about the mag. I showed him one. I showed him a regular magazine. Then I showed him the custom one we did for Big Hit. I was like, man, we could do a whole Zaytoven custom magazine for like something he working on or about his life or whatever, or, you know, we could just get him on there or whatever. And I went back and forth for months. Like, that's something a really important skill people got to learn how to do, is like following up enough, but not being annoying, you know? And that's something I feel like I know how to do well. So I was following up. Finally got approved. We went to Atlanta, get him on the magazine. We went to Patchwork. I don't know if you guys heard of Patchwork Recording Studio. It's like legendary as fuck. And yeah, we were out there cooking up. Zay came through, did his interview. We did his photo shoot with him. And then, yeah.
Have you ever heard of Zaytoven Prodak?
Hell yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah. I had a coworker who was a singer he would get a lot of beats from him.
That's legendary.
Yeah, that's fire as fuck.
Zay's a GOAT, man. And he's one of those people that's like, he's
Yeah, like if
real
he's driving a
musician.
Lamborghini, why are you gonna hate on that fool for driving a fucking Lamborghini?
Yeah, he should drive that Lamb.
A lot
If
of
he's
these
earning the
artists-
fucking money, why not, dude? Like, what's stopping you if you're a millionaire, buying a Lamborghini?
And
But,
bro, like,
but
this
a lot
dude
of
is
these,
a curse.
sorry,
Yeah.
I don't want a lot of these artists do touch mainstream levels of music and artistry.
do.
They're in the radio. They're making music and beats and production for big names already in
Yeah.
the industry. You know what I mean? Would you still consider that underground?
Zaytoven, I would not consider underground, no, to be honest with you. So it's kind of like, why would we put him
He's
on
the
the mag
epitome
is
of
the
mainstream.
question. Yeah, I mean, Zaytoven is like producing for all of the top artists in
Yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah, the
you know?
top-
Migos, Future, everyone.
All the ones you
know?
can think of. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, you know? So, but here's what I was trying to say about him is like, not only is he just a Christian, like so just like clean cut guy, doesn't curse, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink. Not that makes you a better or worse person or whatever,
Right,
but
right.
he's just like such a real person, one, and two, his music, like he's just such a phenomenal keyboard player on top of a beat maker and then also song producer.
Facts.
His catalog, his energy, he's such a genuine person too, whatever. So it's like, yeah, I mean, our magazine, it's not just about putting on only upcoming artists, right? And that's where we have this range. We have like every issue, we do a group cover with about 7 to 10 upcoming artists, similar to a double XL where it's a group. Everybody on that group has a 2-page spread. They perform at our show, so on and so forth. Then each issue will do anywhere from like 1 to 3, 4 exclusive covers. So there's multiple versions of the cover per magazine.
Right. That's fire, bro.
So that's where we'll have 10 upcoming artists on this main cover, and then we'll just go have Zaytoven, 310 Baby, Phoenix Flexin', and the homie Keep It Peasy on one, you know? And it's all the same mag, but it's like you have these upcoming people you never heard of inside of Zaytoven's mag and vice versa. And so we're really just putting that world together. And then even this camp, this workshop we're doing next weekend, it's literally going to be, again, same thing, just upcoming people that people have never heard of. I just got off the phone with a girl who just doesn't even have music out, sings at church. She's interested in learning how to do more music stuff, saw an advertisement on Instagram and wants to come be a part of it. and she'll meet Zaytoven, you know?
Yeah.
So we're creating these opportunities. Not only will she meet Zaytoven, but it'll be a 2-day, 12-hour-a-day camp, 6 recording setups, content, podcasts, food. I mean, it's a whole thing, bro. So we really create community. We create experiences for artists. That was the whole idea with the magazine shows is it's not just a show. It's like an experience as a fan. You get to come see the show, get the magazine with the people that you just saw.
It's not a scam. You know, there's a lot of fools. No, there's a lot of fools out there, scumbags in this hip hop grimy ass business that we're in that do workshops and fucking, you know what I'm saying, just don't deliver on what it was intended to be.
Most of the time they don't.
Right.
80 to 90% is cap. And that's why I have the job now of getting on the phone call with all these people who are so paranoid that we're going to be fake because everything is fake everywhere.
Everything.
And I can't even
Everything's
be mad
a sales
at them.
pitch, right, Prodak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
scary to keep it real now. It's kind of like.
And I can't even be mad at them, like, because exactly, they just assuming it's going to be fake. But once you can feel when someone is a real person and genuine, and for the most part, right? Obviously, I've had times where I felt that people are real, genuine, going to keep their word, and they don't. It's all part of the game, I would
Dealing
say.
with bougie
Jay
rappers,
Warzinski,
bro.
you fucking scam
man.
artist. Jay Warzinski, you were coked out through all your fucking workshops. I don't know if you know who Jay Warzinski is, but he used to run a workshop out here in LA years ago, bro, where he just, you know,
You scam the people.
like he would say, "Yo,
Can't do that shit.
I'm flying in so and so."
Right. And they would never come and shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
crazy,
the typical
like-
script, right?
You
Like,
dealt with
course.
bougie rappers, fool? Like egotistic rappers.
oh, we
and
replaced him with this other B-list celebrity.
Yeah. Nah, my whole thing, bro, I'm literally like, I can't even capture how dope it's going to be. Like, people are seeing Zaytoven is a fraction of how dope this thing is going to be. And shout out to Zay, you know, and couldn't be more confirmed. Like,
He's a headliner,
he is a fucking
right?
headliner.
He's fucking.
Yeah.
He gets paid. He's a barber, would get paid like 10 racks to go do a cut if he wanted to. Like, he goes and DJ shows, he produces big records. I mean, he good to go. Like,
Yeah, he's living his best life for sure.
yeah.
But the artists, I would think, that are signing up to these workshops is to absorb game, right? To what I believe is like, I think hip hop statuses, levels is like a poker table,
Yeah,
if you think about it.
for sure.
And
Right.
talk about that a little
There's
bit.
fools,
that.
there's fools fucking just looking at the poker table, watching these fools play.
Right.
But then when one of these fools walk off, who's going to be filling in that seat?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, of course. It's very like cutthroat like that. You
That's
know?
how I see the mainstream is.
Yeah, I mean,
Because what does it take to take that seat against other poker players? It's the money.
yeah.
If
But
you think about it, if you really think about it,
I'm gonna
because
keep it
I
a buck,
believe
though.
mainstream
Just to
is
sit at that table, you
is
need
backed
the bread,
by
you know what I
money,
mean?
of course it is.
right?
Obviously
There's
it
investments. There's people. It's like it's a whole full blown investment scheme.
But everything, like even
I think mainstream music is traded in the stock market. It is. I could buy
I don't know
trades.
if it is, but
I
it
could buy
probably is.
trades of fucking Beatle
Record
records.
labels.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You're
yeah,
right,
I mean,
you're
look,
right.
it's
You're probably
the
right.
music business.
Business, bro.
I'll be the first one to come up here and talk about that, bro.
The way Atmosphere blew up, I don't think they could blow up in today's society the way they did.
But I'm going
You
to challenge
know
you
what I'm
here
saying?
with this. Rhyme Sayers is a label that puts money behind promotion, advertising.
Absolutely.
So that's
They're as mainstream as it gets, because when
Yeah.
Slug was in here and Ant,
You had them in here? That's fine.
bro. They were just in here. Yeah, they were. They could. Yeah,
That's fucking
yeah.
legendary.
They took a picture in front of our wall. We fucking interviewed them.
That's sick.
And he took offense, bro, when I was like, "Yo, you know, you're like a big underground cat, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're one of the." And he was just like, "Fuck, we're not underground." Like, that's like 20
Yeah.
years ago.
yeah,
But their records are so iconic. You know what I'm saying?
of course.
But,
I
like-
mean, he's like the king of the like one of those like king of the undergrounds, like an Immortal Technique, like you said, or just a lot of these guys. But that's why I bring it up, because and does it make him mainstream?
Right.
I think that word has so many
that's what's so
connotations.
dope, that you're in that environment and you're creating environments
Right.
like that. You're meeting artists that want to like be the Zaytovens,
Mm-hmm.
but they could actually get some good guidance from you and make them
Right.
aware. Hey, there's different avenues, guys. You could be underground and take it this route, or we could go this route.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, like there's nothing wrong with mainstream music being this big thing that there's money behind it. It is what it is. It's
what's
inevitable.
atmosphere? Is that conscious hip hop, bro?
Yeah.
It's not conscious. It's just dope hip hop.
It's
I mean,
underground hip hop.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't even
It's
think it's
underground?
underground. It's just
For
dope
sure,
hip-hop.
underground. I mean, I would call it a little more conscious than most things, you know. But conscious hip hop is kind of like it's so many different subs. You
Right.
can really depict it.
But some people think like in certain age brackets or certain groups of people, like, you know, when underground is mentioned, some people just think it's conscious rap or
Right. But
Political
here's
rap.
where I'll
It's
challenge you
breaking
again.
it down too much already. Like conscious, this,
Yeah,
this, and like,
but even
Chicano, like, come
there's
on,
this
it's either
whole
rap,
other
hip-hop,
side
or
of
not.
it, like Peso, like you said, or like fucking, you know, AZ Chike put me on his. You guys know who AZ
Yeah,
Chike
hell
is?
yeah, Shy Inglewood.
He put me on his album. You know, I got a feature on his album and
Fire,
shit.
bro.
Like, you guys know who Airplane James is?
I've heard of that name.
That's Problem's artist.
Okay.
Dope, upcoming, underground artist. But he's got that melodic, vibey, like, he's got a wave in LA. Airplane James, dope ass artist. Kyle Banks, dope ass upcoming R&B singer. Went on tour with Kalen. I got music with him. Just did a video at my studio with Eric
Fire.
Bellinger. Like, I could list
Fire.
off like 50 names to you guys that you haven't heard probably in the city that got noise right now. But that's just to the point again. It's like,
But that's why I think you're dope, because it's like not a lot of fools that you rub elbows with even know who Gangstar is.
and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm here to be, is like the guy who's in the mix with all these guys, but still got that essence. And
Because
as an
best
artist,
believe,
too.
to me, a workshop with Premier is just as valuable, if not more valuable, than having a Zaytoven fucking workshop.
I agree. But
Hold on, though. Hold on.
I mean,
That's
maybe
that's
that's
This is my opinion.
that's an
that's
interesting
a
thing to throw out
crazy
there.
one right
But the cold fact of it is the promotional aspect of it. Zaytoven is having more promo. I love
Absolutely.
Premier. I might love him more than Zay. All respect to Zay, but it's like,
I'm gonna
look
say,
at it as a
I'm gonna
Beethoven
say
has
that's
a
because
fucking mansion in
that's
Beverly
because
Hills
of the
and shit.
era, though. That's because how does Little Pump gets more streams than Tupac and Biggie?
because of the
The internet,
it's
bro.
not a-
Today,
yeah.
social media, and that's what. But it doesn't say that Little Pump was better and more influential than Biggie and Tupac.
Of course not. Of course not. And that's just the world that we lived in. Like, if Biggie and Tupac,
Who would you rather have a workshop by, Little Pump or by Biggie or Tupac? Like,
Obviously, you know, but again, it's all subjective. A lot of these kids and people listening to Lil Pump aren't people that care about hip hop or anything.
Facts.
Or it's just all entertainment. And that's why even like somebody like Lefty, you know, he's really smart at the way that he knows how to do his social media, just kind of do that shit. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he's doing.
Like Hazard says, fools just want to hear him talk, dog, sometimes,
Yeah.
right?
Amen.
yeah.
Let him
Trolling.
talk. Let him talk and let him keep talking. You know, he a genuine guy, bro, and obviously he can be a lot. We can all be a lot. But it's like,
We have more educated brothers out there that are way doper and need to have that let them talk type shit. You know what I mean? Because the people that we're letting talk right now, it's like
I agree, but you have to also be in reality of it, right? All the people that are having him on their platform, they're asking him to come on their platform because they want the look of what that
the
brings.
troll, the views.
And it brings the views, it brings
Yeah.
the traction. And for this man to actually even just have put out a fucking song with OGZ, have an album in the works with OGZ, for him to do a meet and greet with us and have mad fans in there trying to take pictures with him lining up. We've been doing this shit 5 years, never had
That's big.
anyone be able to do that.
yeah, it's big. That's today's time, today's
Yeah.
era of what's going on in the hip hop culture with the people.
Yeah, and he's changing his life, changing his families, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Changing Solus' life probably, who runs OTR. I mean,
Yeah.
there's something to be said for all that. Although what he's going on and talking about all the time is maybe not the most beneficial thing. It's like there are other people out there that are talking about good stuff that you can go tune into as well. So it's just perspective, it's choices, it's what you want to fill yourself with. There's a space for everybody, in my opinion. Somebody like Lefty has his community, and then somebody like me has my community, and we all have our own. But the thing is, when we can come together in a room together, respect each other, build together, that's real. You feel me?
I also want to say how about like there's a responsibility as well
For sure.
to people that are influential for the next generations to come.
I couldn't agree more.
Because look at where we're at with the music today, bro. What were we listening to 10 years ago? Which was gangster rap and killing each other and this and that. Look where we're at today. They're listening to getting drugged up, slumped up, and all this and that. Look at what the women are rapping about today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Compared to the women of back in the days, fucking Faith Hills and all the dope shit. You know what I mean? We have a responsibility as a platform to kind of, you know, let the next generations of youth, you know what, you have this choice and this choice as well, right? There's not just what the freaking social media is promoting and pushing and digging down your throat to listen to a huevos, like it's, you have no choice, bro, here, this is just this. No, there's more options, there's more music out there. We want to voice the unheard. And that's something major that we do in the platform over here and something that you do over there as well. Right. You guys voice the unheard. You get what I'm saying? And that's a big key and a big part. There is we get into it with Hazard. So I believe that the next Kendrick Lamars, the next Jay-Z's, we are not letting them get out there because we're promoting the next yada yada yada. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's not enough people like Russell, you know, who's like working with, shout out to Lou Deezy, you know, and going finding these young upcoming artists and developing them and understanding the value of doing a 300 to 500 person show and touring and doing like that, what they're doing with DB Bada Bag, for example. Like
Fire.
We did the DB Bada Bag show too.
Yeah,
you know, we hosted him upstairs and he's underground and he's very
killing
popular.
It. Yeah, killing it. And so there's not enough people like Russell, for example, or like myself who are just taking that time to find the dope people and put them on. You know, shout out to my brother Casey Family, somebody I would love to bring through the platform at some point. He's the epitome of underground hip hop, raw, just spitting bars, talking about his life.
Fire.
And we really building that over at Underground. So of course, you know, I feel a lot of the same ways about a lot of these bigger topics, but ultimately, like, we can only control what we can control and do what we can do. Like you said, when at this platform, this is how we do it. It's like, at my studio, 6-7 days a week, I'm in there. This is what we doing. We building the magazines, we doing the camps, we building our label, you know, building our own shit.
That's fire, bro. That's the dopest shit. And I want to get into that. Like, tell the artists, how do they do that? How do they book a workshop with you guys? How do they go about doing stuff like that?
Yeah, man, look, you could really just tap with me. However, like, really just IG is the best way. Pofsky, Pofsky 3. Or just the Underground magazine page. You could tap in. I'm active on there. The Underground Studios LA page, I'm active on there. If you ever want to book studio time, you can just directly message us. In about a month here, we're going to launch our website, so that's going to be where we'll do all our booking through and stuff. But yeah, just follow us on social media. Just tap in. Like, I think people get it twisted sometimes too. Like, as much as we were saying earlier that those in-persons, it's really important, and that's how you can make your best connections.
Yeah, network.
Like, also, you can just send a DM to anyone at any time.
Yeah.
If you want to tap in, just do that. Like, this girl I just got off the call.
What type of studio is it? Is it a studio where just one client books it, or like, you know, one client books this stage or studio, and then, you know, out of nowhere there's a networking opportunity because there's another bigger artist working over here in this room?
Yeah, I try to, like, obviously give people their own privacy, especially if it's a bigger artist. I'm not really going to allow just the other bookings to, like, tap in.
Crossover,
yeah, at least the best I can do, because I want to give that. We had G Perico at our shit. I'm going to try to let him feel comfortable, you know? But yeah, like, there are multiple rooms. So if you are walking in the hall after somebody else had just shot, you may run into somebody like that. Like, or we got Sinner Seeking down the hall, or my homie Twizzy's studio down the hall. So, like, there's a lot of people coming in and out of the building now. Lit people are at our shit all the time. We just had Cause there the other day. Ollie the Sensei. I mean, everyone being in and out of our shit. You know, I was just with the homie from Meet the Whoops, YS. So yeah, it's like, it really is a networking hub, but we're not really promoting it like that too, because obviously it's more like, come book what you need. So you could book the strip club, or we have the other 2 rooms that are like multi-sets. So the one upstairs with the casino, the armory, the mirror box, like, you get access to 7 sets in that room. Downstairs, we have one with a white psych wall, an orange set, a pink set, a 90s bedroom, a kitchen, all that shit comes in one room as well. Then we have a recording studio. Then the homie got his recording studio. So
So what's this about the bedroom?
Yeah, it's like a 90s retro bedroom
Yeah,
set.
I tripped out on that.
Yeah, everyone loves that shit. I always joke around. It cost me like a band maybe to build that set. It cost us like 10 to build a strip club, but everyone like, whoa, my God. When they walk in the bedroom, the strip clubs, they fuck with it.
Yeah,
It's
the
like,
retro
man, this shit cost me
yeah,
penny.
fool. That's
know?
dope, man. Good shit.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Tap in the DM, you know, hit
So
up
it's
the DM.
Underground Studios LA, right?
Yeah, Underground Studios LA. And we spell underground.
Yeah, it's spelled different, right?
Yeah, UNDRGRND. Underground, no vowels. So yeah, Underground Magazine, Underground Studios LA. Again, I'm Pofsky, Pofsky on all streaming, or Pofsky3 on socials.
Yo, trip out on that hat, right, Prodak?
That's fire, man.
yeah.
You see the LA upside down, man.
Come on, man.
Yo, so that's
Shout out to Hat Club. Shout out to Rose.
well, there's a story behind that. I would believe, and I think it's the same story that Prodak is familiar with, that the Displacers movement. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole representation of what LA Dodgers represents, and it's like there's a movement that fucking hate the Dodgers, right, Prodak?
So yeah,
So they flipped the logo around.
are you familiar with the Displacers?
No.
So the Displacers got a whole dope ass movement before the Dodger Stadium was built there.
It's right here, the sticker right here on my.
Yeah, before the Dodger Stadium was built there, it was a community of people because it was the only place. Imagine the 1950s where black and brown can buy property at that time, right? They couldn't buy property anywhere, you know.
Right.
So because there was no running water, electricity, so then they just moved the Mexicans and the black people there, whatever, let them build, right? So then they built a Dodger Stadium on top of that, bro, and they displaced all the Hispanic communities, moved them to East LA, and the reason why you have all the community there. But there's people that got kicked out of there forcefully, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they're still out there trying to get their reparations and shit. And then they sat there, they had their conversations. You know, the Dodger Stadium was, what you want? What do you guys want? You know
They
what
promised them fucking affordable housing, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they flipped them and
Yeah.
and built fucking Dodger Stadium. You fucking stingy, greedy bastards.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
rest in peace, La Loma, Palo Verde, Bishop. Those were the three cities that are buried under the Dodger Stadium.
Damn.
And predominantly, that's what that logo represents.
Gotcha.
But it's anti-culture too. That's anti-culture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there's a deep meaning behind that LA logo backwards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe it.
But
It
that's
makes sense when
fucking.
you say it.
But that's greed at its finest, right? Product. That's just like
Yeah, it happened.
it's
dude.
not.
It happened.
We're not. It's colonizing shit. Like it's never gonna end. Look what's going on fucking overseas. You feel me?
Yeah, it's happened. It's a world
between
war. It's a war.
between Israel and fucking Palestine. It's never gonna end. You know what I'm saying?
And then trip out to shut up all the Mexicans, fool. They gave them rest in peace, Valenzuela.
Yep.
And they shut all the community that was pissed at the Dodgers. Like, what happened to the housing? What's going on? They're like, shut up. We're gonna give you guys a Mexican Dodger picture, and you guys be quiet.
So it's a little background on the logo
Yeah.
on the hat.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
Shout out to the
obviously,
whole.
America is just very greedy. Like
Yeah, bro, like,
it's just
you
not
know-
even a surprise. You know what I'm saying?
It's a crazy backstory, right, Product?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, here in California, you know, that's the story of this where we're at here today. That's why all these streets, Los Angeles, they're all named Spanish names on them and shit like that. So it's just you know what I mean? LA, man.
That's
It's
LA, you know?
LA, man. You see it, man.
Yeah.
You see what's going on right now with LA, man.
Spanish culture big in LA.
Yo,
Like, a
that's-
lot of
okay,
people
so
I work with or
LA,
Hispanic. I fuck with a lot of
LA,
Hispanics.
yeah, Los Angeles, LA is a huge Latino Hispanic community.
Definitely,
Right?
yeah. I guess a lot of people wouldn't know that. I guess if you're not from here, but yeah,
That part, fool.
Yeah, but to me, being from here is kind of just like obvious. Like even where I grew up in the 805, like I didn't grow up in like Oxnard per se, but obviously that's like more Hispanic area. But even in like Thousand Oaks, Newberry Park, where I grew up, it's like hella suburban, but there's still a pretty Hispanic culture out there. Like
Yeah, man.
You know-
Mexico's in walking distance. Who forget about the
Right.
cars? Forget about you hop on a donkey or a caballo. You're in Mexico in a couple hours.
Yeah.
fool.
I had to fly we got stuck, me and my girl was in Cabo and got stuck with COVID out there. We had to fly to TJ, cross the border, take an Uber back. I mean, exactly. Mexico is like.
You rode
right
an
here.
Uber back. Fool, you hear that? You know what I'm
Straight
talking
up.
about? Like, come on, man.
So before we let you go, dude, let's just highlight recap what any new music video out, any new music coming out, any new projects coming out. What are you working with in 2025? What's cracking?
Yeah. So right now I just dropped my single Froze Up. Shout out to Dan James. Shout out to GM Beats on the mix and the beat and everything. That one's out now. I'm going to be dropping every month until my album comes out and even thereafter. Album coming next year is called Underground to the Mainstream, UTTM. Look out for the hashtag. Hashtag that on anything you rocking with me with on. And yeah, Underground Magazine issue 13 drops in January. A lot. Zaytoven Camp next week. I mean, yeah, so much, bro. But I'm just working on my album heavy. Like I'm trying to make this, just something really, really personal to me. The best music I can make. It's been a long time since I put out a full-length project. It's going to be all solo, no features. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for real.
Hey, man, we're tuning in, man. We're watching. Keep doing your shit. Keep bringing the bars, the level of hip-hop up, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And you know what I mean? Hold it down, baby.
Hell yeah, you already know. And I really appreciate you guys having me, like I said off air. Like, I remember being a kid, seeing this platform in particular and just always wondering how I could get on something like this and do everything I'm doing right now. And I guess it just reminds me, that 10 years ago I was a kid who might be watching somebody like myself now. And you think that by this age you might want to just have it made or have certain success that you want. And it doesn't always come as quick as you want or when you want it, how you want it, right? And and just reshaping your life at every moment, being adaptable and just being realistic and all that is the best thing you could do. If you love this music, never give it up, but you also got to get some money and live because you don't want to be struggling.
Bills,
you don't want to be struggling and trying to do it.
Bro, living in LA is expensive as fuck, right?
Right. And that's what everybody want to talk. Like, how the fuck everybody I know don't got a job and they just a rapper? Like, where's the money coming from, bro?
Yo, Pofsky, who you voting for? Are you voting for Kamala Harris or are you voting for Donald Trump?
Shit, I'll probably vote Harris, bro. Kamala, man, let's go. I mean, I'm definitely not fucking with Trump. Like, there's nothing I really heard. I'm like the least political person, so I'm like probably the worst to ask. But I hate all the like
ain't it crazy
negative shit about Trump, so I can't rock with that. But yeah, I'm like so.
Yo, Eminem just endorsed Kamala Harris.
That's what I was about to say.
Wow.
Ain't it crazy how all the music personnels are coming out of nowhere and just like they back him up. They're like,
yeah, it is interesting, like how you just see like people come out.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think a lot of like people in the music industry are just money driven, and then Trump is like for people with money, right? So like it doesn't come as a huge surprise. And again, like I don't even like talking about politics because I'm not educated enough, and I like to be educated on things I speak on. But yeah, obviously we've heard a lot of just racist things and terrible, crazy things this man has said to where I would never want somebody like that running the country. And then I seen Seth Rogen post something the other day that Kamala Harris talking about she like weed and shit. So that's cool. I'll fuck with her on that one for sure.
Hey, well, Mando Kamala likes weed, fool.
Yeah, apparently she likes weed.
She was a fucking cop, dog. I don't like cops.
She was a cop. That's crazy.
She was the head prosecutor for California, dog.
I'm going to go with what my man's Gavin was telling me the other day. He said he vote independent because if they get
there
like 30% of the vote or something, then they...
Yo, in the last election, I voted for Kanye West, dog. I say less.
There we go.
Kanye for president.
Facts.
Okay, so you're not political. You could care less who's fucking in president, right? You're just going to continue to do what you do. There's so many dudes that are so polarized into this shit, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm so just locked into me. Like, every day I go and like...
Like, would you lose business, dog, if people walk into your studio and there's a big Trump 2024 flag in your fucking studio, bro?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you could never, even if that is how you feel, you just got to be smart about like business first of all. Like, but
he was on Joe Rogan not so long ago.
That's how polarized it is, bro. Like people,
Joe Rogan with Donald Trump,
or even if you're voting for Kamala, like, what if I walk into your studio and I see a big fucking Harris and Wells fucking poster on your shelf? Like, damn, you're fucking, you're a lefty, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be foolish as a business to do that.
Yeah.
Unless,
but I've seen so many
serious bag and you got behind it.
Yeah, bro. I walked into a restaurant the other day, dude. There's a big ass fucking Trump flag in there.
That's
I'm just
crazy.
like, damn.
If I'm fucking with Kamala. And they team came and said, wow, I really like Underground Studios and Magazine, and I want to drop you $100,000 on advertising money. Would I put it in my studio? Probably.
Harris flag will go up so big in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, am I
Yeah.
gonna lie and say that? No, but
this restaurant I went into in Huntington Beach, they
They're
didn't
not
get paid
getting
by the
no
Trump.
money. Nah,
yeah,
fuck no.
they're just
They're
like, yo,
putting
because
foot
people
down,
are trying to
fool.
build their community,
Oh,
and that's theirs.
shit.
But it's inevitable. People
Yeah.
we're gonna have all these
You
different.
can't blame it either. Like they have their
Their
views
reasons.
and their
Yeah,
reasons,
yeah.
and you gotta let people be.
You gotta
This is
let-
America, bro.
You'll fucking
You know what I'm
tire
saying?
yourself out all day worrying about all these people and what you
Yeah.
can't change it. You can only change you and control what you can do. And like at the end of the day, that just bleeds out into the other shit that you do though. So it'd be like
Yeah.
one thing if that's what the voice you're preaching, but then your platform you're doing another thing. Like all you guys can do is control what's done on
exactly,
your platform.
exactly.
And same with me, and same in my music. All I can do is control the words that come out of my mouth and the show that's being run under my roof.
Right.
You know?
That's fire, fool. Hell yeah. Good shit, man.
So there it is. It's official. Underground Magazine, Underground Studios hasn't endorsed anybody. Underground Hip Hop Blog hasn't endorsed anybody. There's no one to fucking
Independent.
endorse.
Independent.
Yeah, we both just out here, bro. You feel me? It's all good. And like you said, the show is gonna go on regardless. Like I don't have time to fucking worry about any of that shit. I'm trying to build multiple companies, change my own life, get where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yes,
see any
sir.
of them helping me with that. So that's what I gotta do.
So
Yo,
fact.
make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video.
Facts.
Subscribe to our newsletter. Just visit undergroundhiphopblog.com. That's where you could win concert tickets, get free t-shirts, hats, beanies, check out album reviews, new music, new videos, mic sessions, interviews, events, you name it. Right, Prodak?
Hell yeah, man. Get some free tickets for that underground. We're going to have a show, right? We got the
You know
night
what? We're
before-
going to be announcing a show, I think, by next week. So next
Okay.
Sunday, everyone's going to have
Okay.
the news. It's going to be our 6th annual Nightmare Before Christmas. We're going to announce the lineup very, very soon. It's going to sell out, guys. We're purposely putting it in a room that fits 300 when every year we've had it in rooms 800 to 1,000, right, Prodak?
Yes, sir.
So it's going to be butt to butt, guys.
It's going to be lit.
It's going to be a sick-ass fucking lineup.
Hell yeah.
But we're going to announce everything next week. Yo, Pofsky, thank you very much for pulling up. We're going to shoot a mic session. Ain't going to take long.
Let's go. Let's get it, man. Appreciate
And
you guys having
yeah,
me.
man, just keep doing what you're
Bar
doing,
out,
dude.
baby. Bar out.
You're holding down the underground, dude. Like I just love the whole magazine vibe and shit. And then and then knowing about your foundation, bro, just even made it more worth it. You being here, bro. Like, you mentioned Atmosphere, you mentioned Gangstar, bro. Like, I'm sure 90% of the fools that you fucking work with on a daily, maybe on that side, probably never even heard of them. And I know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that shit fucked me up. Trust me, like that's really, bro. I remember like growing up to these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like even obviously Jay-Z and Nas and all the bigger ones too. But yeah, even people like Gangstar, Atmosphere, who are like definitely the epitome of underground. Because it's like if you know that they're like the ones.
Yeah.
So
Sir.
shout out
Yo.
to Premier doing his shit, man. That new song with Ross and Big Sean, I was fucking with that one. And Lil Wayne got off on that shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I need to reach out to Premier. He follows us. He follows Underground Hip Hop Blog. I'm trying to reach out and book a solo DJ set. Hopefully it works out.
Man,
But
that'd be legendary.
you're the GO, DJ Premier. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for you, Underground Hip Hop wouldn't even exist, bro.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Pofsky, make sure you guys follow him on Instagram. Check out his music. Make sure you guys follow Prodak Pistolas. We're gonna be back next Sunday. We moved the show from Saturday to Sunday. I think it's gonna be more convenient, right, Prodak?
Yeah, man. It's a little bit more fun. We do it during the day. You know what I mean? We ain't too burnt out. Everybody
Right.
is out on Saturday. So we be live